Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, so the skies ignite. From the east, our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Power the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the City Roosters Diehards. Hainsey here, and we are back for your weekend wrap-up following our 25-24 loss to the West Tigers yesterday at Allianz Stadium. A tough loss, to say the least, and tonight we'll be going through the result and all the other latest Roosters updates, news, and opinions. So thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and give us a follow on the Instagram, Facebook, and on Spotify for your latest Roosters updates, news, and opinions. Really muchly appreciated. We'll wait for a few more to get in here. Obviously, match recap is out live on YouTube already, so if you want to go check that out, feel free after. That was obviously my quick thoughts immediately following the game last night before I flew back home. And obviously, the match day vlog is also out now on my personal channel, Hangs_YT. So if you want to go check those out, please do as well. Yeah. Obviously a tough one. I'm just setting up the socials. Okay. There you go. Excuse me. I do sound a little bit under the weather today, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in bed all day pretty much with a headache, so I didn't go to work today, so still a little bit under the collar. But I'll try and power through this for you guys because I know. Obviously, I had my say in brief last night. Tonight's obviously your guys' opportunity to have your say after last night's result because, yeah, like I've seen a lot of mixed feelings from the fan base today, and I'm gonna have my point across, and you guys will have your say as well. Okay, well, we'll get to the live chat. G'day, Jason. How are you, brother? Jordan Tipping as well. Great to see you. And yeah, thank you as always, guys, to our regulars. Right, so yesterday's loss. Not ideal. It was disappointing, to say the least. It really was. Can you go on the lines of pathetic? I think so. You know, as much, you guys know that I'll defend the players and I'll defend everyone. But sometimes that performance was just, you got to call it how you see it, and that was not good enough. Not good enough. I think, unfortunately for us, that we came into that mentality yesterday where we've been up for so long. You know, those bloody, whatever those birds are called, they're so fucking annoying. Especially when I have a headache right now and you're screaming outside my window. Like, honestly, fuck off. But yeah, look, obviously when you've won 8 games in a row, and you're coming off a really great win the week before against the Panthers, the top team, You go up against a team that's, the out of form team in the competition who have lost, 8 games in a row. I think we fell into that trap yesterday where we just rock up and go through the motions and we win comfortably. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. You literally, can you shut up? Oh, you said it. I don't know if you guys can hear that, right? But that is so bloody annoying. Oh dear. Good start, lads. Yeah. Look, again, I think obviously, I think we fell into that mentality yesterday where we were expected just to go through the motions and win comfortably. But unfortunately, the Tigers came to play, and that was sort of my fear throughout the week. Is like, we can't take the Tigers lightly. I know, in hindsight, we should have won comfortably, right? But it was one of those days where the Tigers came to play, and we weren't expecting that. And they took us down into the trenches with them, and we had no answer, which was unfortunate. It really is. And obviously, a massive opportunity is blown. We go into the day, obviously, knowing the pressure was on. I said it during the week. Obviously, the pressure is going to be on us come Sunday afternoon. The Panthers, they were the first game of the week. The Warriors played the day before. If those two results go their way, then all of a sudden, we're going to start the game in third. And obviously, the pressure's on us to get the 2 points to go back to the top spot. And we failed to do that. And it's simply as it is. And obviously, the Tigers yesterday, they wanted it more. And that is the most disappointing part about last night, is that when we are playing for a home final in 3 weeks' time, we got before this game, we had 3 games to go. We are in top of the ladder if we win our remaining games, which means not just a minor premiership, but potentially 2 home finals coming our way. And to say that the Tigers wanted it more when we've got so much to play for in the next few weeks. Well, the Tigers, they're in Bali in 3 weeks' time. That's what makes it so frustrating and so disappointing for us, is that we wanted that. We needed to win that game in a sense where on the trajectory of the ladder, to make it the most simplest route to the finals, in finals. And to say that the Tigers, who have lost 8 games in a row, that their season ends in 3 weeks' time, they wanted it more than us when we are striving for a fucking premiership. And the Tigers, who have lost 8 games in a row, who had nothing to lose, wanted it more than a team that is battling for a minor premiership in 3 weeks' time. That is the most gut-wrenching feeling after that. Walking out of the ground yesterday, seeing the Tigers fans so happy. And, I've said it on for the record, I do have a soft spot for the Tigers due to my family relations. And seeing them happy, obviously, I was happy for them. But at the same time, I'm walking out there just so soul distraught. Because we needed to win that game. And we simply just did not show up to yesterday. And that was very, very disappointing. And obviously, you call it for how it is. But I see a lot of fans after yesterday. Look, obviously, yesterday was a tough day. Yesterday was a tough day. It really was. To see being there live or watching at home, like, it was soul destroying, but the negativity around it makes no sense. Obviously, critique the performance, but at the same time, like, be realistic about it. Be realistic about it. Yes, we lost 1 game. Yes, we shouldn't have lost to the Tigers. We shouldn't have lost to the Tigers yesterday, but it happened. And yes, we're disappointed, and obviously we're going to critique the performance. The performance wasn't good enough. But at the same time, let's not just forget that we've won 8 games in a row going into that game. And yes, obviously we're striving for something more in a couple of weeks' time. I couldn't give a rat's about the minor premiership. I have said that. And I said that last week. That we did not... the realistic target for me is not the minor premiership. It's a top 2 finish. And after the Penrith game last week, we put us in a great position to do so. To win our remaining games. It was in our hands. Now it's not in our hands anymore. But at the same time, this loss doesn't mean that, we're gone. We're not going to win the comp now. It makes it a little bit tougher. But we still have the team to do it. Is it a blimp under the radar? Well, we don't know as of right now. As of right now, obviously, be upset, be disappointed after the result yesterday because it was a disappointing result. It really was. But let's not forget that we've lost 6 games all year, and this was the same feeling that the fan base showed after we lost to the Cowboys at Magic Round. After we won 7 games in a row, leading in the Magic Round, we lost 3 in that 5-week period because of Origin affected, and then all of a sudden we're back to square one with this fan base. It's like, oh, what, absolutely disgraced. He's serious. You'd be laughing that the Roosters are going to win the title this year and all that kind of stuff. Like, and it's not like that we've gone from top to third only because of for and against. Yes, the Warriors and the Panthers, we're not going to catch them in for and against wise. We're still level on points with them. We're on the same amount of points. And we literally, if there's anything to come by from yesterday's result, Warriors and Panthers fans who are in my DMs and everywhere, like, yesterday is a great example. Is like, don't go off early. And the reason why I say that is because the Warriors, the Warriors and the Panthers, yes, they're going to celebrate that they're in the top 2 positions while we slipped up. But it doesn't mean that the Warriors are going to go perfect between now and the end of the year. There's 2 games to go. They're expected to, but we were expected to go 3 from 3. And look how that turned out. The Warriors could potentially have a slip-up. The Panthers could have a potential slip-up. If there's anything to go by, do not underestimate teams. Because look what happened yesterday. Everyone underestimated the Tigers. Everyone expected it was how much by the Roosters. And the Tigers pulled our pants down yesterday. And they sit here sort of arguing with each other. It's like, oh, what's this going to happen now? What's going to happen now? But who knows? Maybe Newcastle, they're coming into this week, looking to bounce back from a loss. They're looking to lock up a home final in week 1. The Bulldogs up against the Panthers this week. They're looking to keep their finals hopes alive. So there's no easy beats. And I've said that all year. There is no easy beats this year. It is always a tough team. Teams are always tough to beat, especially when the Tigers have got nothing to lose. And that's what I was saying all week, that the Tigers are going to go in this game with nothing to lose. They're going to throw caution into the wind, and they did, and they got a result. So congrats to them. But again, we've got to be obviously a little bit more. We've got to be a lot better. We know that. So, but yeah, obviously, don't give up hope after one bad loss. Is it the loss we needed? Look, I did say yesterday in the heat of the moment, I was like, oh, I don't know if it's the loss we needed because it was still a fucking painful loss. But hopefully I wouldn't say a loss we need. I reckon it's a reality check, a little bit of a wake-up call to say, right, we had a good little period. We won 8 games in a row. It was fantastic. We've been sort of brought back to earth after a Panthers win, losing to the Tigers the following week. And now let's reset and get back to work. And obviously, I don't think, within the playing group, there's not going to be a lot of, I don't think we're going to dwell on this loss a lot. I think it happened. Let's move it out of the way and let's get our mind focused for this week. And this week is a massive game because now, in saying that though, obviously we're striving for a top 2 finish. We can still finish outside the top 4. We haven't secured that yet. The 3 teams haven't secured a top 4 yet. Let's just get that established. Like, we haven't locked in the top 4 yet. We play the Dolphins this week. They're in 4th. And if we lose that game by looking at the live ladder at the top of my head right now, if we lose by 24 points to the Dolphins this weekend, they're going to go above us. And then we're going to go level on points. Then potentially the Sharks win their game, and then we can still finish 5th. So yes, the loss hurts. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll bounce back. But at the same time, we still we still haven't we still got to make sure that we're in that top 4, because obviously, we were disappointed yesterday. It was a game that we needed to win. We wanted it, and we just weren't able to do it. So, but a great opportunity to respond this week. Um, it's not like you guys was good yesterday. Who am I looking for here? Oh yeah, comments. Yeah, because I can't go from more. I was going through comments quickly. Um, Roosters will be fine. So Jason, all Roosters fans are feeling lethargic. Yeah, it's really mixed feelings. Like people are calling out Robbo. It's like fucking come on, stop, just stop. Yes, be pissed off that we lost yesterday, but at the same time, it's like let's not forget we're still in a good position. Like if we come third now, so be it. We're still in the top four. We still get two bites of the cherry, and who say that yes, it gets harder, but like who says that we can't go and beat Penrith again in week one? Who says we can't go to New Zealand and beat the Warriors? Like if we're a good enough team, we'll do it. I think it's good to lose this type of game. I know it's not going to be a challenge for the top two, but now we can look over the negatives just in time for finals. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It can also be a blessing in disguise. And now, obviously, it can be the best of both worlds. I'm not saying that it was a loss we needed. I think um, it was more of a wake up call and reality check that we needed to say, yes, we've been playing well enough. We've won 8 games in a row, but I know that there's like we still need to sharpen up and we still need to be, still improvement in us. And now that we've had that setback, it's now time to respond. And no better feeling, no better opportunity this week against a top 4 team in the Dolphins and go, right, we had a little bit of a blimp in the radar. Let's get back to work this week. And yeah, obviously we need a result to go our way to get into the top 2. But if we come third, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world that we lost yesterday. It's not a season-defining loss. I've seen so many times in our time that we have lost in that last week or two before finals. I've gone through it yesterday. So look at our premiership seasons in 13 and 9. I don't think 18 was. Yeah, even in 18. 13, 18, and 19. Those three, in the 3 years that we won a comp, in 13, 18, 19. Let's go through it. 2013, week out from finals. 2 weeks out from finals. In round 25, in 2013, round 25, we lost to the fucking Titans at Allianz. A week out from playing South for the minor premiership. We were back, and then the following week, we beat South and we won and win the title. 2018, 2 weeks out from finals. We lost to, or not two, a few weeks out from finals, we lost to the Broncos at Allianz. It was a woeful performance. We turned it around and we won the minor premiership. And turned it around, won the minor premiership, won the comp. 2019, then in the final round, we lost to South. And then we beat them 36-6 the week after. So many times that we've lost in this little period before finals. We've taken a step back, and then next week we'll take 2 steps forward. It's all part of the process. So, yes, it's a minor setback, but there's no reason to panic. There really isn't. I'll be a bit concerned how we go this week. I'm very intrigued this week how we go, but I'm not too worried. Yes, I'm disappointed and gutted that we lost yesterday, especially in heartbreaking fashion where we did well to get back into it. We're down 24-12 with 20 minutes to go. And we fought our way back into it to get the 24 all. And again, I saw a lot of comments saying that Nafahu White, like, oh, that was pathetic from him. He made a mistake by offloading. He shouldn't have offloaded, because obviously if you look at the context, it was third tackle on halfway, and we've got 2 of the best field goal kickers in the competition, arguably the best of all time in DCE. We just had to get him in position to nail it. And if we completed that set, we would have been. But Nafahu White trying to create an offload, get some more meters downfield. But in reality, look at the game situation. Let's not try and push the issue. Let's just tuck it under your wing and, go forward. And unfortunately, he offloaded to Elmay, intercepted it, well played. And yeah, they took the opportunity. And I think that was sort of the theme out of yesterday's game is that we got punished for our mistakes. The Tigers punished us with our errors. So, but that's a simple fix. I think our completion rate now has been pretty decent for the last number of weeks now. So, obviously have that one bad performance. It is what it is. But yeah, don't lose the faith after one bad loss. That's all I'm saying. What else have we got? Leaguey's in here as well. G'day, Leaguey. How are you, brother? Yeah. I thought yeah, there you go. Feeling so flat. Weird one hand because we won 8 in a row. I think so much hinges on this week versus Vince. Yeah, obviously this week we'll decide our top 4 fate. Lock in. If we win this week, we'll lock in the top 4. And yeah, it can go no longer hot. We can go as low as 3rd. So obviously we can go as low as 5th as of right now. But we have to lose our next 2 games for that to happen. But I think we'll win one of the next 2. I think. Yeah. So obviously a massive game this week, but a great opportunity to respond. Mike says, on top of all that, our players were so tired. Yeah, I did notice that too, that they looked a bit flat. Now, was that obviously, just an opportunity to rest players yesterday? I think yesterday would have been the perfect day to do it. It's all hindsight, It's all hindsight, but we didn't have Marky Mark. Especially with his freak moments in the back end of that game. Do we go anywhere near that game? It's hard to say. But let's just say if we put in a Rex Bassingthwaite or Toby Rodwell on the wing, you play Watto and Benaya, you're going to say they're going to show up flat when they get an opportunity to play. So I don't think so. So it's all hindsight. It's all hindsight. So yeah. But they did look a bit tired. And it's very weird too because we come off a 10-day break too. So well, I can't say them being tiring is an excuse though, but yeah. We were just taking for a bit better draft pick. Panthers drop against the Titans, Wars drop against Bulldogs, Finns against Sharks, and even Sharks against the Dragons, but I think it's just poor time considering the line in the top 2. Yeah, agreed. If we lost to the Panthers last week, and then go out and flog the Tigers, I still feel better about winning last week, because we know that we can win against the top sides, and it's always hard to play these bottom teams now. It's really hard, but at the end of the day, we fell under the pressure, but we know that we can match against the top sides. We showed it last week, so I think there's no reason to panic. NRLW Roosters beat the Warriors. Yeah, 66-8. That was a great win by them. Obviously, we'll go through the other results throughout the week as well today, so let's stay tuned for that one. I'm not upset. What more motivation do you need than playing for a home final in top 4? Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. I agree with you in that sense where, we had everything to lose yesterday, and we're and that's what gets me is that we show up flat while the Tigers, like I said, the Tigers who are going to finish their season in 3 weeks' time, have lost 8 games in a row. They wanted it more than a team that is striving for a minor premiership. That's what's not sitting well with me. But again, I can let it slide. It just depends on how we respond this week. If you saw the emotion on the players' face, there would be a bounce back. Oh yeah, obviously I was outside with the players when they were walking out yesterday. Spoke to Victor, Siwa, Nafahu, Hugo. They were hurting. Because Hugo goes, hey, how you doing, Hayes? Mate, I've been better. He's like, yeah, so have I. That was disappointing. So, but I was like, fella, it's like, yeah, how do you think I'm going, Hugo? Yeah, how do you think I'm going? We lost to the fucking Tigers. Long live the fluff. Hugo was very disappointed yesterday, and they all were. And that's good, though. That's good, because, like I said, they're not robots. They're human beings. They feel the emotion the way we feel it. So, it's all good. It's all good. They'll train the house down this week. We'll get a response. No reason to panic. Is bouncing back. 100%. 100%, Jay. The motivation now is responding. If Walker can't do the job, do we look elsewhere? Maybe shrink? No. Sam Walker's our guy. It's all good. Sam Walker's our guy. It's all right. I do agree, though. He's not worth 1.7, especially after that yesterday's result. Thought our halves were very underwhelming yesterday, to be fair. But again, it's all good. It is what it is. I heard Lummy say that Walker should be a 6 and not a proper 7. Your thoughts? I think Walker didn't play horrible. It wasn't bad, but he wasn't the guy that lived up to be worth 1.7. You know what I'm saying? If that's fair to say? I feel that he didn't play all that bad, but he didn't play like he's worth 1.7 mil. So, but again, and I think this is the problem, the situation with Sam Walker's management has put him in right now, is that you as your management have, I'm not saying Sam, but I'm saying his management has put the price tag out, and they've gone this route where we're going to put off hold negotiations at the end of the season. This is what we want him to be. We want him at 1.7 mil. That's our offer. Because I think that's what he's worth. But yet, you put the pressure on him straight away. Now it's on Sam Walker to deliver that. To deliver us a title and go, I am worth 1.7. I'm an Origin representative and now a Premiership winner. I want 1.7. But you cannot demand 1.7 and then not achieve and not deliver on your side of the bargain. Now, there's still plenty of time for that to happen, right? But at the same time, when results like yesterday come around, it doesn't look good on your management. It doesn't look good on you to say, if you want 1.7 and then go out and lose to the Tigers, and then the club says like, well, hang on a minute. You want 1.7, this is what you're showing us? You're not worth that. We're not going to give you that. So I just feel that from his team, I felt that they've just put too much pressure on him. Because now the pressure is on, and every week he's going to get scrutinised. Now, that's what the cards are going to be dealt with now. Need to fix up the errors. Yeah, that's a simple fix. And we've seen improvement the last few weeks. Darryl says, any news on how far Teddy is off from returning? And read it might be maybe worse than they thought. Again, yeah, I think I might have said it in the match preview video that I posted yesterday or Saturday. I can't remember what day I did. But obviously, Robbo spoke about it in the team talk before, the coach media on Saturday. He said that, excuse me, that he's just getting these niggling injuries that keeps reappearing with his ankle. Maybe it's worse thought as they thought of at the moment. Oh, sorry, I forgot to answer about the 5'8". Sorry about that. About Lummy that said it. We've tried that with Sam Walker. We had Kiri 7 and Sam Walker 6. Didn't work. So, but maybe there might be an opportunity now with next year. You can put Hugo as that general 7 and then have Sam Walker as your 6. That could be a possibility. But yeah, so from what the reports are this week, that Tedesco is going to be named again tomorrow. And then it's just whether or not he gets through the week. Because I think he's been training throughout the last couple of weeks, but just hasn't been able to, without sort of a hiccup in his preparation. So if he gets through a full week, then we'll see. We'll see if he plays this week. So... well, let's hope. Let's fingers crossed, because I mean, Rambo had a great game yesterday. He had a fantastic game. He's done a solid job, but we need our captain back out there now. It's getting down the crunch time now. We need our captain out there. Let's hope we get him back this week. And good positive news though, Daniel Tupou and Angus Crichton are set to return this week. Not officially confirmed. This wasn't confirmed by the club. But again, there's been a few reports, Code Sports and that have sort of hinted that Daniel Tupou and Angus Crichton are eligible this week for selection. So they're going to be pushing the clock to be fit this week. So that's a great boost to have Toops and Angus Crichton back in the lineup, and then have potentially Teddy as well to have a close to a full strength side this week. Be huge. It showed this season in the past that we always bounce back after losses. So as you said, we will be right. Well, we weren't last year. We were in a position last year where we both beat the Dolphins and the Bulldogs. Right, we go up against Parramatta, and the same thing happened. You know, we just played poorly. We got our pants pulled down by Parramatta. We responded by beating Melbourne and South the following 2 weeks. So again, we've been in this situation before. We've responded well. Let's just see if it happens again. If it wasn't for DC, we wouldn't be in the top 8. I think that's a bit far stretched, honestly. He won't go back to Brisbane. 1.7. Yeah, he's not worth 1.7. But again, like Sam Walker's our guy, and I'll continue to support that. And we noticed that we put a lot of points on teams when we had Teddy and Toops, and when we did not have them, we didn't put up points on. I get that, yes. You know, again, I get that. Same time, like we've done the job without him for the last few weeks. You know, like we beat Penrith without Tedesco, without Toots, without Gus. They're not the reason why we lost yesterday. And a lot of people blame Sam Walker's goal kicking. Like, you can't really complain when they missed 3 goals. It was 5 tries to 4, right? Yeah, we had no excuses yesterday. The Tigers just wanted it more. That's all it was. Exactly right, mate. I agree, mate. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. The Tigers simply wanted it more yesterday. Robbo, how are you, brother? I hope you're good, mate. I reckon Tupa will be back this week. I saw him go training the other day. When I contacted you, not Crichton, though. Yeah, I didn't necessarily believe the Gus one because I reckon to be round 27. I think for Gus, but I'm more confident on Toops, obviously with his shoulder. Yeah, I'd say Toots will be named. I don't know about Gus, but maybe Gus is a long shot. Who knows? But that's just the report I heard. So, yeah. We lost the game because Junior Tupou was the inside man. It was written in the... Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. He... Did he play? No, he didn't even play yesterday, I don't think. Skelton played. No, did he play yesterday? Oh, excuse me. Oh, one of those days for me. Yeah, hang on. Let me double check it. Did he play? I thought he was named. Team list. He did. And we didn't even go that side at all. Which made no sense for me yesterday. That's the one thing I like. The game management yesterday was poor. Like, yes, like, I get it, right? We got early success with Billy Smith when he scored that opening try, but, like, that's sort of the way that we went all game. And then you see the last 10, 15 minutes, apart from 2 tries in the first half to Billy Smith, we went left all game. Nothing was happening. And then we finally switched to go right. What happened? Toya scored. Marky Mark scored. Well, he should have scored, but, you know, we're not here to discuss that. But, you know, he broke 3 defenders and nearly got the ball over the line. You know, yes, the try that we scored for Sam Walker was just freakish, right? But again, we went that way. Like, and we were screaming in the grandstands, like, go right. We've been going left all game. Nothing's happening. Fucking go right. And, yeah, I think that was just poor management, to be honest with you. That's what I'm saying with the game management. Marky Mark's disallowed try was a bit controversial. Yeah, because Friday, the same thing happened with Herbie Farnworth's try. And it went up as a try, and it stayed as a try. And because Jason Rolls obviously pointed it out, that one's just, yeah. Like, they're saying that because his forearm comes off the ball, but his hand is still on the ball. So I don't get. I think it was what was in the Bulldogs game, or whatever game it was. There was one where they did a captain's challenge, and he maintained the ball by keeping, he had his hands on the ground, the hand on the ball and on the ground. They said, oh, because he's got his hands on the ball, he maintains it. But like, yeah, he comes off his forearm, but he still has his fingers on the ball. So how is that? Oh, Sarko, sorry, it might have been Sarko. There you go. I didn't watch the game on Friday, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's perfect examples of that. Anyway, it is what it is. Again, same thing. It's not an excuse. It's not the reason we weren't robbed. It wasn't the reason why we lost. So, but yeah, it's just we're more concerned about the consistency. Yeah. All right. I just want to quickly go through the team stats. Hang on, give me a sec. Okay. This is like we only made 10 errors yesterday. Like, it's not like we made 20 errors, completed at 60%. We completed at 80% yesterday, and that's not bad. It's one of those rare games where we completed over 75% and we don't win. We dominated the stats. 9 line breaks to 4. 43 tackle breaks, 20 missed tackles. Yeah, the score, the stat line was very, very weird. Again, kick refusal, 67%. The Tigers, we had 78%. Tackle effectiveness, 92%. 20 missed tackles. 10 errors. We had 5 players on report though. The penalty count was 8-7 to us. So again, like it was we dominated the stat line, but we just didn't dominate the scoreboard. Which is it's a bit yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. Where do we go from here? Do you see us finishing top 4? Yes, 100%. We'll win this week. We'll lock in the top 4. We'll go as low as third. We're still not out of this top 2 finish. We're not out of it. We're level on points with the Panthers and the Warriors. You know, and you look at the teams ahead coming up. Like, you look at the live ladder right now. Let's not focus about the top 4, but let's look about the teams that, you know, both the Warriors and the Panthers are going to be playing in the next 2 weeks. The Warriors, they're playing Newcastle this week. They're playing a top 8 side, and they are still pushing. You know, they can still get there. They need like a massive for and against boost, but they're not out of the top 4 race. Newcastle, their loss yesterday is huge for them on Saturday, but they're not out of the top 4 finish, and then just look at they're locked in for finals, but they're trying to lock in a home final. 5th or 6th gets them a home week 1 final. And then the Warriors play Manly, and Manly are playing for their season. You know, they're on 26 points. They're mathematically still in the equation for finals. They will need a lot to go their way. They need Bulldogs to lose 1 game in there. They need the Cowboys to lose both the remaining 2 games. They need the South to lose their remaining 2 games. And they win their remaining 2 games. Their for and against is on par with South, and there's better than the Bulldogs and the Cowboys. So Manly not out of it. So if they win this week, if Manly beat the Dragons and the result goes their way, whether it's the Cowboys, South, or the Bulldogs, all of a sudden they're in the finals race up against the Warriors. Then the Cowboys. Again, and then you look at the Penrith side. They got the Bulldogs this week. And now the Bulldogs are probably the most likely out of the 2 teams between Bulldogs and the Manly. Like, if the Bulldogs win this week and the Cowboys lose 1 game, if they win their remaining 2 games, Cowboys lose a game, South lose both their games, they're still in the shot, the Bulldogs. And they're going to play the Panthers this week. So to say that they're tough games, and if there's anything to go by from this week's result is that, like, nothing is given. You've got to earn it. And if the Bulldogs come with that mentality like they did against the Panthers early in the year, they go and beat the Panthers, there you go. And then obviously the Panthers are playing the Tigers, but who knows? Maybe the Panthers might rest players. And if there's anything to go by, the Tigers came up and showed, you know, they they came out to play. There's no, do you reckon they want to avenge that 68-0 loss to early in the year? So it's not all set in concrete yet. I mean, it would be just, or in all fairness, let's how about we just go win 130 points in the next 2 weeks. But that's not going to happen. But still, obviously, most likely that the Warriors and the Panthers will win their remaining 2 games, especially for the Warriors. They're both at home. But as there's anything to go by from yesterday's game, nothing's set yet. All it takes is them to slip up over the next 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, bang, we're right back in the ball game. So, and it's only for and against. But I mean, I don't think we're going to catch that. But the 3 best teams all year have lost 6 games. We'll be, I think realistically, I think we'll come third now. But realistically, last week I said we'll win first. We'll come first. We'll win our remaining 3 games. So let's wait and see. We didn't play horrible in the second half, but at times we had some really bad moments. So, oh well, it is what it is. Excuse me. Sorry. So Radley and Wong were charged yesterday. They got fines. They're all good to go. Victor Radley did go off for a HIA in the last stages of the game yesterday. In the last 30 seconds. So it was unclear whether or not he passed or failed. Nothing's been said. Spoke to Victor after I didn't ask him about it. I just a brief 10 seconds with Victor. See, well done. And I asked him, "Hey, you all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm all good." So, but we'll wait and see. I don't 100% know. So, but there might be a possibility that Victor misses this week, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Just give him a week off anyway, and get him right for the South game. And then if worse comes on worse, Victor doesn't play this week. Watto 13, Hugo to the bench with Tubes returning. So be all sweet. And Seawell got a fine as well, so they're all good to go. Well, they're all available suspension wise, but I'm unsure with Victor, to be honest, with his HIA. Great victory by the Roosters in the NRLW yesterday out there at Allianz, 66 points to 8 over the Warriors. The Roosters, they have absolutely flying. They haven't lost a regular season home game, haven't lost a regular season NRLW game in 2 years. They're flying at the moment. They're on 16 points. They're killing it. They are absolutely killing it in the NRLW. A fantastic performance out there. Allianz yesterday, 66 points to 8. I think it's a record winning margin for them as well. So, well done to the girls. Another great victory. They sit on top of the ladder, 8-0, with 2 rounds to go till final. So, 3 rounds to go till final. So, the girls are they're looking well for another premiership. They take on the Sharks this week at Allianz. So it's a double header at Allianz this Saturday. It's gonna be good. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there this week. So my local footy team that I play, the Green Bay Raiders, we made the grand final on Saturday. The team I'm a part of, we play our grand final on Saturday, so I'm not going to be at the game. There's going to be no live content this week, so I do apologise. I'll see where Lummy is. We'll see if he wants to come on for a match reaction, if he can run the fort. So I've got a bit of things on Saturday that, and so I'm going to miss the game on Saturday. I think it's going to cross over too. I'll let you guys know what's the go is, because here we go. 2 o'clock. Good. Scratch that. It's 2 o'clock. I'll be available. I'll be available for the game. All good. Never mind. I'll be able to do a watch long now. Sweet. Grand final locked in at 2 o'clock. For 2 p.m. at Roosters. lift the lads. Yeah. We'll be right. I don't know, hey. They do record it. I'm not 100% sure. I'll let you guys know if there is a link or something if you want to watch it. Lift the lads, we need you to win this week. Yeah, we'll be right. Yeah. Anyway, so that's why I'm missing this week. It's actually going to be my first home game I'm going to miss since grand final. Since Allianz was rebuilt. I'm gutted, but, you know. New South Wales Cup. I was out there at New South Wales Cup. Great win by the boys over the Magpies. Where is it? Yeah, 44-28. I was out there. Great victory by the boys. Rodwell had a great game. Reece Foley as well. Taylor Lasalu, who scored 3 tries in 2 games. He's been really good as well. So, yeah, the Roosters, New South Wales Cup side, they've done their job, their season. Well, they've played their last game potentially. I've just got a croaky voice at the moment. So, the state of play in New South Wales Cup for the Roosters, they've completed their regular season already. And they will now have the bye this week, meaning they'll go on 34 points. They will need the Warriors to lose to Newcastle or Parramatta to put 50 past Newtown for them to play finals. Either one. The more realistic target now is Newcastle beating the Warriors on Sunday. That's the path forward for the Roosters and New South Wales Cup. We need the Knights to beat the Warriors. We need the Knights to beat the Warriors in both grades this week. That'd be fantastic. So let's hope so. But that's the state of play. But a great win and a good season again from the Roosters and New South Wales Cup. They're improving each year. Obviously, it's always hard with with how it all works in the top grades and all that. Top grades, lower grades, it all. Yeah, so let's hope that we get a result goes our way, and we get to see the Roosters in the New South Wales Cup finals. And Jersey Flegg went down, their season is over, so a really solid year in Jersey Flegg. But yeah, let's hope that we get a result that goes our way in New South Wales Cup this weekend with the Knights beating the Warriors. That'd be fantastic. Broncos v Storm Troll controversial NRL kickoff rule. What the fuck? Are they really? I'm not really keen on talking about it, to be honest with you. Because God, that's just stupid. Just stupid. I just can't think about it. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm not paying attention to that game. It means nothing. Right, last thing I wanted to touch on tonight before we wrap things up is that Joey Manu has signed with the PNG Chiefs. He's the 7th player. He's the 007. Yeah, it's going to look super weird that he's going to be in different colours and that's not the Roosters, especially in the NRL. I'm not a fan of PNG. I've said that from day one. I really hope they fail. Not because of the players. I'm not bitter against Watto. I'm not bitter against Manu. I'm bitter around the way they got into the damn competition. Like, politics and that should not be involved in rugby league, and that is the only reason why PNG got a license in the first place. They're basically blackmailing the Australian government and saying, hey, if you don't deal with us, you don't give us an NRL team, we're going to do it. We're going to sell to China or something like that. So that was one of the reasons why they got the team. So politics and that should not be involved in rugby league in that, but that's the way they got into the damn. They got the license and the free tax paying and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, they can go and sign whoever they like. So for the first couple of years, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, like for other clubs to retain their stars, because PNG have got tax free for 30 players that got to be filled by the end of next year. And then after that, it will settle down a little bit. But the team they're going to have is going to be premiership ready from day one. So you can start to see that they're going to start be very not liked by the NRL community. So I just don't like the way they're going about it. That's what I say. With the way they got in, how they're doing it, and yeah, that's just my take. So. But yeah, congrats to Joey. Good to see him back in the NRL, but gonna be sad not seeing him go. I just hope he doesn't play against the Roosters. How about he just sits a week out, because that's gonna hurt so much. That Manu's up against the Roosters in 2028. It's gonna be very interesting. 2027 as well. That his French rugby contract ends in June, so obviously we could see him in the NRL earlier than that. He's not coming here. I'll tell you that. So as much as it'll be hot on everyone's lips. Oh, Manu back for the Roosters and going to PNG. That's not going to happen. But yeah, congrats to Joey on the new contract, and it's going to look super weird him not playing. He up against the Roosters, but again, I've said it from day one. I'll say it again. I'm not the fan of PNG. Not because of the taxpayer, but it's for the reason more how they got in the competition anyway. So, but I'll leave that for another day. Right, folks. Well, that might conclude tonight's weekend wrap. A little bit longer than usual, but thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, give us a follow on the Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the team list reaction. And Lummy will be on for another Chook Chat on Wednesday. He'll also run the Tricolour Inside. I'm going to be joining him next week for that. But this week he'll run solo again. Tomorrow night around the same time, around 6:30, I'd say. Whenever he's free to jump on, he'll run that. And obviously Thursday might be a day off day. Friday match preview. Saturday I can do a watch along now. So watch along, weekend wrap up Sunday. So that's your week coming up on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Thank you for watching as always, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the team list reaction and the Tricolour Inside. Until then, bye for now.